Hello, I feel like I haven't made a video in a really long time, so I'm in a different environment right now. And if I'm talking a little funny, it's because I had an endoscopy yesterday, so my throat is very sore, so please work with me. But honestly, it's really opened up a lot of stuff. I did a throat chakra opening spell last week, and then I had an endoscopy this week that I didn't know I was gonna have, so that was a turn of events for sure. And it kind of leads to today's video of expanding, protecting, and opening your energy. So I feel like the type of people this will benefit will be people pleasers, empaths, and like anybody who has had trauma. Because if you've had trauma, you likely have an energetic cord with someone or have energies within your energetic system that are not yours. Because when those very violent energies come near yours, it's hard to not have bits of them stuck in you. Like, if you ever have a thought and you're like, that sounds like my mom, you probably have part of your mom's energy stuck in you, like as a trauma response, but also just like her energy in you. Which, like, when you first call back your energy, you're gonna feel like you're a really selfish person when you're not. And I'm not speaking this like I'm a pro, because I'm also doing this actively, so it's like I'm teaching as I'm learning how to protect my peace. It's still really hard for me to not be a people pleaser, but I am very much working on it. So the very first step to protecting your energy is getting comfortable with your energy first and knowing what energy is yours before you protect it. Because if you just go and do a protection like exercise, you're not gonna know what energy you're protecting. So I like to start off with meditation. I think you should be pretty good at meditating before you do this. This isn't like a beginner meditation. You should at least know like guided meditations beforehand, or just be comfortable with the concept of meditation in general. What you want to do is you're going to want to lay in bed or anywhere comfortable where you can be fully at peace and fully safe. You should be somewhere where you feel like your energy can fully open up. And the first thing you're going to want to do is do breathing and get to the meditative state that you would for any other meditation. And then something that I found that's helped me is letting my energy just feel open. Like, I notice certain areas of my body are clenched, and it's really, really hard, but just to trust the universe and to let the energy flow, you have to just like feel like you're floating and that you're not a body. Like, I just remind myself I'm not a body, I am a soul. And then everything just kind of like releases, and I just feel like I'm like laying on my bed with no tension whatsoever. And then once you have that, and once you're in kind of a focused, calm state where you're just letting energy flow, I like to rub my hands together to remind myself that energy is present, because a lot of times just doing that, you can kind of feel like a tingling in your hands. And then I like to just kind of like feel around my body where else I might feel that sensation or any energy moving. The first time I had this happen, I felt like my stomach like going up and down. I'm like, whoa, that is super active. And my stomach is one where I've had so many issues with it. And I just kind of sat with it and noticed how it was feeling. And I'm like, what other areas of my body do I feel movement? Either I'd like to picture the energy above my body, so then it feels less like weird, I guess. And it's really just a feeling sensation. And something that helps me once I feel the energy and emotions with it, I like to think back to like my younger self and what was she like before anyone else tried to get into her energy. And I think back to how that felt, and I bring that energy into my energy, and I see if it feels any different. And if it does, I get comfortable with that feeling. And the more and more you do this, you're gonna get more and more comfortable with just all these past experiences, all these past versions of you, the energy you're feeling now versus then. And I'd say after like 5 meditations, you should be pretty comfortable with what feels like your energy. And so if you feel a random thing where you're like, I've never had that in my life, you'll know that's not yours. And people who are spiritually awakened specifically should be so careful with like whose energy you let into yours, because once you're awakened, you're already more opened up than the average person. So energies can transfer onto you really, really quickly. Like, there's this crazy story. I was at work and I started feeling sad out of nowhere. I noticed how I felt on the car ride there, and I'm like, I feel happy right now. I feel confident. I am excited. The second I walked in the door, I felt like crying. The second I walked in the door. And normally I'd be like, what's wrong with me? There's something wrong with me. I feel like crying. Do I have like, blaming myself, right? But then I just sat with it because I'm like, okay, I know I wasn't feeling this before. Where is this coming from? And I looked to my right and my coworker's crying. And that was just a crazy experience and really eye-opening to me, just how sensitive I am to other people's energy. And like, if you're like this too, you're not crazy. You do not have you're not crazy. Like, you are just like a sponge to everybody else. Once you're comfortable with your energy and you're getting to the point where you can distinguish, okay, I haven't felt this before, I have felt this before, is this a new emotion of mine, is this a new emotion of someone else's, then how to protect your energy when you're in the space of your own is you can picture a white orb around you. A lot of people do that. I haven't found it super helpful, but it's a fun little thing. Like, I guess it works, it's just not my favorite thing. Another exercise that I personally like the most is focusing where your feet are, and they talk about this in therapy. It's like 5 things you see, can touch, whatever, but you're just gonna want to notice where you are currently, and a lot of times that brings you back to like, boom, like I am here. And you're also gonna want to focus like on how you're feeling, which is so hard for people who have gone through trauma. Like, it is the hardest thing to focus on how you're feeling. But just simple questions like you can let yourself be disassociated. You can let yourself feel like you're not real. You can let yourself feel all this. But simple questions like, am I hungry? Like, do I need to go to the bathroom? Do I need water right now? Just doing that will bring you back into your center. And slowly, after a long period of time, with asking your needs, with being comfortable with yourself, with visualizing a white orb, like, after practice and practice, it's going to be so hard in the beginning. For me, it is so hard to stick it through right now, but I already know it's working. It's going to be so rewarding, and I'm so excited for that, for me, for you, and for anyone else who wants to protect their energy.